Welcome to the Archer Shaw Temple Podcast, teachings for sovereign awakening, sacred union, and embodied devotion. I'm Christopher Shaw, here with Aeon Archer. May this transmission meet you exactly where you are and open the next doorway on your path. Let us begin.
All right. Super excited. Beloved family, I would like for you to close your eyes for a moment. Taking a deep breath in, creating a little bit of space inside yourself. Now think of someone in your life whose word you completely trust. Doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be a parent, a teacher, a mentor, or a friend. But think of them. Someone whose yes meant yes. Someone who said they'd be there, and they were. Someone who showed up not just with warmth, but with follow-through. Now, I would like you to notice what happens in your body when you think of this person. There is a softening, isn't there? A relaxation. Something inside of you that stops bracing. That feeling, that settling, is what it means to feel safe inside of a relationship. Now open your eyes. Now I would like to ask you a different question. And ask yourself this question. Am I that person to someone else? That is what today's teaching is about. The word is conscientiousness. And I know it's a long word, not that easy to spell from memory, and it doesn't really roll off the tongue very easily. But that's almost fitting, because the thing it describes isn't always easy either. Conscientiousness is love with follow-through. Not love that is just a feeling, it's love in action. It's love as discipline. It's love that shows up on Tuesday, not just on Sundays. Now, here's what I would like for you to understand, because this is where people get confused. Conscientiousness is not a personality type. It's not something you either have or you don't. It's not a trait you were born with or born without. It is a practice. It is a path. It is a way of moving through the world that can be cultivated, the same way you cultivate any spiritual virtue. Devotion, humility, presence, integrity. These are not fixed traits. They are practices. And conscientiousness belongs in that same lineage. It is the practice of treating people's hearts as sacred. Let me say that one more time, because conscientiousness is the practice of treating other people's hearts as sacred. It means I will not be casual with you. I will not treat my word as disposable. I will not let distraction, impulse, or forgetfulness become a reoccurring source of pain in your life. That is not just a relationship skill, that is a spiritual commitment. We are living in an age of beautiful intentions and catastrophic follow-through. People care genuinely. People love genuinely. But we are also overstimulated, overcommitted, and under-rested. And somewhere between the intention and the action, things oftentimes fall away. The text that doesn't get returned, the plan that keeps getting pushed, the I meant to, or I've just been so busy, the apology with no change behind it. And here is what I would like for you to hear, because this is the part that rarely gets said. Most relationships don't end because of one great betrayal. They end because of 1,000 small abandonments. 1,000 small moments where someone's heart reached out and was met with silence, or vagueness, or forgetfulness. And after a while, the heart just simply stops reaching. It doesn't make a dramatic announcement. It doesn't issue a warning. It just quietly closes. And then one day someone says, I feel alone with you. And the other person is devastated because they were trying. They were present some of the time. They had good intentions all of the time, but they were not conscientious. And that gap between intention and follow through had been quietly accumulating, a deposit of distance, a debt the heart was carrying alone. This is the world we live in, and it is starving, not for more love, but for more conscientious love. Love that acts, love that tracks, love that returns, and love that is reliable. Now, I would like to take this a few steps deeper, because I believe, and I mean this, that in the world we are living in right now, conscientiousness is a form of holiness. Not holiness as performance, not holiness as piety. Holiness is the lived reverence for what is sacred. And what is more sacred than the human heart that trusted you enough to open to you? The mystics across traditions tell us the same thing, that the way we treat each other is the way we treat the divine. That the sacred is not separate from the ordinary. It is woven through it. It lives in the kept promise, in the phone call you made because you said you would, in the conversation you returned to even when it was hard, in the repair you initiated even when you could have let it slide. Every act of follow through is an act of reverence. Every time you say, I will, and you do, you are weaving more trust into the fabric of someone else's life. And trust, beloved, is a temple. It is not built in grand gestures. It is built brick by brick, kept word by kept word, and it's return call by return call. Small acts of reliability built upon small acts of reliability. Now, hear me on this, because this is where the mirror turns back toward us. You cannot build that kind of trust if you are not yet living with that kind of intention. So the question is not, does anyone in my life follow through for me? The question is, am I someone who follows through? Not perfectly, not without error, but honestly. And when I fall short, do I repair or do I ignore it? Because here's the truth. The conscientious person knows you don't have to be perfect. You have to be repairable. The measure of integrity is not that you never drop the ball. It is what you do when you do drop it. Do you acknowledge it? Do you go back? Do you say, I see what I did. I understand how it landed, and I'm sorry. Here is what I'll do differently. That is not weakness. That is the architecture of trustworthiness. That is love that knows how to come home. So, how do we walk this path? Not with more frameworks, not with more systems, but with one commitment. It's very simple. Let your yes mean yes. That's it. Let your yes mean yes. And when it can't, communicate, renegotiate cleanly, repair quickly, return fully. In practice, that looks like this. Instead of I'll call you, you say, I can call between 7 and 8. If that changes, I'll text you by 6. That is not control, that is care. Instead of we should hang sometime, you say, I miss you. Does Thursday or Saturday work? I'll lock it in. That is not pressure, that is love made specific. And instead of I'm fine, let's move on, you say, I need a moment to regulate. I want to come back to this a little later when I'm able to be present for this conversation. That is not avoidance. That is conscientiousness in the middle of a conflict. These are small things, specific things, real things. And this is how the temple of trust gets built. Not with one extraordinary moment, but with 1,000 ordinary moments of follow through. So I'd like to close by returning to where we began. That person you thought of in the beginning of this sermon, the one whose words you could trust, the one in whose presence you felt safe. Someone needs to be that person for the people in your life. Not the perfect person, but the real person, the responsible person, the repairable person. The one who, when they say, I'm here, is actually here. And you can be that person. Not because you perform it, but because you choose it again and again, in the small things, in those ordinary moments, in the Tuesday commitments that no one applauds. That is the holy life, not the dramatic one, but the conscientious one. So I invite you to put a hand on your heart, take a deep breath in with me. And in that quiet, let yourself sit with just 3 questions. No pressure to answer out loud. Just let them move through you. Where am I asking for grace from others, but not yet changing my own patterns? What promise do I need to keep or cleanly renegotiate? Who do I need to repair with without defending myself? Conscientiousness is love with follow through. And may we become people whose love follows through. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Guru Om, Amen, Aho, Ashe, and so it is. Christopher will now lead us in today's guided meditation to embody this teaching. Thank you.
Thank you. That was so beautiful. Okay, everyone, wherever you are, let's begin by closing your eyes if that feels comfortable, letting your hands rest gently on your thighs or over your heart, letting your spine lengthen, and letting your breath begin to deepen. Taking a breath in, and imagine that you are breathing downward into the belly, into the hips, and into the ground beneath you. Letting your body know that it is safe to arrive. Now take another slow breath in. And on the exhale, letting the shoulders melt, the jaw soften, the heart unclench just a little more. You don't have to do anything here. You don't have to perform anything here. You don't have to be impressive here. Just be here. Now bring your attention gently to the center of your chest. Imagine a small flame there, steady, quiet, and unforced. This flame represents your presence, your integrity, your follow-through, your capacity to return to what matters. Not perfectly, but steadily. Let that flame grow just slightly brighter, just enough for you to feel its warmth from within. Now place one hand on your heart And feel your chest rise into your palm. And ask quietly inside yourself, where in my life am I ready to show up more cleanly? Not with pressure, not with shame, just with truth. There might be one relationship that comes to mind, one promise, one conversation, one place where you know your presence wants to become more sincere, more reliable, and more aligned. Let that person or that moment come into view. And without judgment, just breathe with it. Now imagine that with every inhale, your awareness is softening toward that place. And with every exhale, your defenses are melting. Presence before action, softening before strategy, truth before fixing. Now gently ask yourself, what does love look like in action here? It might be a phone call, a repair, a smaller promise, a clearer boundary, a return to something you've avoided, or simply showing up with clean attention, letting the answers rise without forcing them. Now imagine yourself taking that action. See yourself following through, and feel how your body responds when your inner truth and outer action align. This is the nervous system of integrity. This is what it feels like to be congruent. Now breathe into your heart again and let this simple affirmation echo inside you. I can return. I can repair. I can show up cleanly. Repeat it silently once more. I can return. I can repair. I can show up cleanly. Feel the weight of your own reliability settling into your body. Feel the sturdiness of being someone who can be trusted by others and by your own heart. Now bring your awareness back into the flame at the center of your chest. See it steady, real, and grounded. This is your anchor. This is the part of you that knows how to follow through. This is the part of you that walks the path without performance. Take one more breath into that flame and let it expand just enough to fill your whole chest. And as we close, place both hands over your heart, the right hand over the left, and whisper, may my love become action. May my presence become sanctuary. And may my integrity become my offering. Let that land. Let that become your next right step. Let that become the way you carry yourself this week. Deep breath in. Wiggling your fingers and toes. When you are ready, opening your eyes and coming back to this place.
It was beautiful. Right, family, before we close, I would like to speak plainly and with love about the reality of this temple. This space exists because we choose to sustain it. There's no institution behind us, no silent benefactor, no external structure holding the weight. It is us, this community of people who value truth, coherence, devotion, and clean leadership, and who understand that what we build together must be supported together. So let's take a breath into that. If this temple steadies you, if it helps you think clearly, if it softens your heart, grounds your nervous system, clarifies your leadership, or brings you closer to who you actually are, then supporting us is not charity, it is alignment. It is participation in the very field that nourishes you. It is reciprocity. It is sovereignty expressed in responsibility. So I want to invite you right now to give from the same coherence we've been practicing all morning together. Take out your phone, open Venmo, and you can find us once again at Merkaba Temple, or you can donate online at merkabatemple.com/donate. Give what feels clean, give what feels honest, and give from gratitude, from alignment, from the intention to keep this space strong. The amount doesn't matter as much as the exchange. The recognition that this temple is not a live stream, it is a living, breathing sanctuary that exists because all of us hold it together. So thank you for giving. Thank you for honoring the work we are doing together. Thank you for keeping this temple steady in a world that desperately needs steadiness. We feel you, we appreciate you, and we build this with you.
Thank you for being here with us at Archer Temple. If something in this teaching helped your body soften or brought you back into yourself, let it keep moving. Share it with someone who's ready. This temple is sustained through conscious participation, through those who feel the resonance and choose to support the work from clarity, not pressure. If you feel called into right exchange, you're welcome to support the mission on Venmo at Merkaba Temple, all one word. And if you'd like to go deeper, you can schedule a complimentary soul alignment session at archershaw.guru. Until next time, take care of your nervous system, walk gently, and stay close to what's true.